Here we are, taking our first cuts. Trim off the end. Oh, sorry. And this is called facing. It's where you're actually going across the face of it in a perpendicular order to make it square, or perpendicular with the sides for a sharp 90-degree angle. Okay, here's our setup for drilling the hole. We have basically our center drill here. Goes in the chuck and it starts a nice straight hole here. And then you run this one in, you drill it down as far as you want, and then you run your tap. And all that just comes in here, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead and turn the lathe on. And turn this on here, which turns that on. And then we're going to take this knob right here, and we're going to turn it in to this, and we're going to make a nice straight center hole, and then run the drill bit down it. I decided to go ahead and show you, let's see if I can get it focused right. Might have to back out, there we go. And as you run this little centering drill in, it creates a lot of metal shavings. And there they are, they're kind of built up on, we use this little bristle brush, chip brush, to knock the chips away. It's interesting enough, it's a paint chip brush, but I use it for metal chips. Okay, now that we have our hole about halfway drilled, the pilot hole, now we can go ahead and start drilling our main hole. The black mark is the depth of the hole that I want to go to. So I'm going to just go ahead and just run this in here like this, and then I'll back it back out and clean it. Oh, it started to slip on the chuck, so I'm going to have to take the tape off, looks like. Okay, we're just finishing up the last of the hole here. I had to pull the tape off and clean the chuck to get all the sticky tape stuff off. Now what I'm doing is I'm getting down to that black mark. As you can see, that's about 1.4 inches into that rod. And once I get that cleaned out, then I'll go ahead and set up the tap on this little thing, and I'll run the tap down here by hand, get it started, make sure it's going straight, and then we'll back the tap out and we'll be done. Okay, here's the tap setup, and what I will do is I will operate this little item right here, the telescope drive, and then I'll turn this by hand, and I'll allow this to be unlocked so it moves back and forth freely like this. And this is stuff called Tap Magic, and put a little bit of that on your threads here. I already did, and it helps it tap it a little bit better. Sorry about the close-ins there, but that's the way the camera is set up, and I don't know how to change it, so here we go. Alright, now that I have the tap started, I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up, and then I'm going to slide the tailstock back out of the way. Now I can put my tap wrench on here and finish the hole, because it started straight. Okay, now that we have our hole tapped, we'll go ahead and clean all the metal shavings out of it, and we'll use a little chamfer on it. It's a little 45-degree angle tool that goes on here, and you turn it, and it puts just a little bevel on it to make the threads easier to start on the bolt you stick in there. Okay, here we go. We're going to take this tool, this little bevel, and we're going to stick it in there. We're going to put a little bevel on it like that and back it off, and we'll hit it with some sandpaper, clean it up, clean all the burrs and everything out, and we're good to go.